Hi, my name is Christy Holcomb, and this is my crew method discussion. So I decided to pick the biography section of the Shawnee Trail Elementary Library just because it's a section that I don't see my fifth graders checking out very much. According to TitleWise, there are 781 titles in this section, and the average age was actually 2003. So there's a lot of new books, but very many old books in the section. In fact, only 13% were 2018 or newer. I did find that a lot of the covers in this section were visually unappealing or uninteresting, especially to our students. It is currently in the process of being weeded and updated, but it still needs further work to go. The crew criteria that I used and identified came from Larson's crew manual for libraries. And the ones I focused on most were the mediocre writing style. If it were unused, it had a lot of shelf time without any checkouts. Books with small print and low quality pictures. The date published, if it were older than about 15 to 20 years, then it probably needs to be updated. If it has current interest with our students and our community, the visual appeal or jacket art that's going to lead the students in to actually want to pick it up. And finally, I also gathered some statistics by running a circulation report with my librarian. So while I did find some books to be weeded, these were the books that I found that were really relevant and engaging. They had famous athletes, inventors, artists, authors, historical fixtures. You can see the covers are pretty interesting. They're bright. They draw the eye. They had frequent checkouts because they were popular topics and exciting images. I really loved this Rubik's Cube creator on the top left side that had very great images in it. A lot of my boys love the GOATs of all time, the soccer and basketball. And then the top left, the Taylor Swift one, is really popular, especially with her being in the spotlight. So that one gets checked out all the time now. Here are some of the books that I thought should be weeded. So the top left side, you can see that I have Harry Houdini, Master Magician, and I also have this other one that's Who Was Harry Houdini. So the Master Magician book was not checked out at all this year. It was very old in the 2000s, but this Who Was Harry Houdini is from a new series of biography books and actually got checked out 11 times, so it was pretty popular. Students like this graphic style of art much better than what was the Master Magician book. And then you have these two books at the top that are part of the same series, the Walt Disney and Marie Curie books, illustrated biographies that I could just tell looked very old based on their style. And they were almost 20 years old, and no one is checking them out because they don't seem really relevant. They could be. I think that their topics are still engaging, but just outdated books. We have this picture book of Robert E. Lee, which I don't really understand if it's relevant to our community. It seems very old, seems like something you wouldn't have in the library right now. And then the last one is the Space Challenger, which is a very interesting story, but you can see the picture looks like it comes from the 80s, and it's also not getting checked out in the library. I also, when I ran the report, noticed that there was a whole section on Malcolm X, but only 2 checkouts total. So I went and picked out these books personally, and I wanted to see which one would I weed out of this whole set. So this yellow cover, Malcolm X, an illustrated biography, when you see it on the top left, it has full-page pictures in black and white, and on the other side is just a lot of text. It's not broken up a lot, and it's a lot to look at as far as like weeding through the information. Whereas this Malcolm X, The Fire Burning Brightly, it is illustrated in color pictures, and it pulls out quotes, it puts them in bold print, it breaks up the text, and it was just far more engaging. Now, it was only checked out once, but I think it could be promoted better to get more circulation. So I would weed the photo illustrated biography out of this section. And then finally, here are my references in the Crew A Weeding Manual for Modern Libraries. Thank you very much.